Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the build that I'll be using for today's video, and I'm just kind of going to go over it as the video goes on. So your passives are double jump, able to jump again mid-air, only usable for the first 2 seconds after leaving the ground, which is pretty useful. You can avoid a lot of things, dodge a lot of things, and get up on areas where a lot of things can't get you. Your other one is Lucky Feather. Survive one fatal attack if you have more than 40% health. It will restore some health and stamina and grants 10 seconds of immunity to all damage. Where you're immune, you cannot deal any damage, can only activate once every 5 minutes, which is it's pretty good. It's a jail out of free card. It's alright. It's nothing crazy. Your last one is Strong Grip. Gain 200% increased armor for 10 seconds. Must be latched or latched to activate. Buff is decaying over time. So what it means by that is the longer you stay on that Deino, the more damage you end up taking. So you do want to stay on for the first 10 seconds and then just hop off. And then for one of the other boxes, it doesn't have a name. I use Slicer. It's your only option. A bite that deals low damage but tears meat from the target. Eating the torn meat restores health for 20 seconds. Does not work if bleeding. Maximum once per 60 seconds. And this meat can't be dropped. It's actually really good if you use it right. So if you get quite low, you just take a bite out of someone. You just run away and heal up. It's not OP, but it is pretty good. The Deino doesn't have a lot of health anyway, and it already has a pretty good health recovery, but you can just stay in the fight way longer than normally. Now for my head slot, I use the bite, just the normal bite, because it's just the more consistent one out of the two. Not only that, it's also me and my friend done a test where we just face tanked each other on Deinos, and he was using Raptor Strikes and I was using a normal bite, and I got him to 1 HP and I was half HP. Raptor Strikes do increase damage when you're pounced, so that maybe it could work for that, but I just don't think it's worth it. And for my sense, I use Pack Hunter, increased health recovery by 25% while equipped. And it does buff all raptors in your group when 2 or more Deinos with Pack Hunter are within 75 meters. So 2 Pack Hunters gives you 20% increased damage, which is pretty nice. And then 3 Pack Hunters does 25% decreased pound stamina drain. I honestly think the damage is better than the pound stamina drain. But your other option is On Alert. After standing still for 10 seconds, activate this ability to look around a large area range. Footsteps by other players will appear in the radius on the player's UI, showing their direction. I don't think it's that good on Alert. It's like a 250 meter radius, which you can literally just use your eyes and see everything. Yeah, I don't think it's that very helpful. The other one is Escape Artist. Move 20% faster while holding a freshly ripped meat chunk from Slicer. So yeah, if you want to just run away the whole time, that one's good. Probably, yeah, if you're solo, that's the one that I would go for. Yeah. Anyway, your metabolism, you actually have decent choices. You have Hyper Carnivore, only able to eat fresh meat. Then you have Insectivore, only able to eat insects, fast food and water drain. That's the only bad thing about it, is the food and water drain. The food and water drain on the Deino isn't that good anyway, so yeah. And your last option is Scavenger. Can eat noxious meat, fish carrion and bones. This one can be pretty good if you struggle to kill anything on the Deino, because there's a lot of corpses around if you know where they spawn. Now for my hide, I use Static Cling. Stamina drains 50% slower while pouncing. I just think that's the best one, because a lot of the time you will be pounced onto people. That's like your main way of killing things, especially if something's got stomped. Yeah. And also just getting trampled. You get trampled a lot as a Deino. That's another thing. Anyway, your other option is Meat Shield. When pounced on a group member, redirect most damage they would receive to yourself. You're now immune to knockback when using pounce and while latched. So the good thing about that is that you're immune to knockback and when you're pounced. So if you don't know, if you get tail hit when you're latched onto someone, it literally takes you off of the Deino. So that's why it's very nice. And also you could use that for like if say one of your friends are low, even though the unit doesn't have a lot of HP, you could be full health and have lucky feather and end up saving your teammate, which I still think I think it's very situational. I don't think that's really a good one. Your other option is loose down. Heal 20% stamina when hit by an attack. Can only be triggered once every 60 seconds. Does not work while latched. I just feel like the stamina recovery on the Deino is really good, and you can get away from most things, so I think it's pretty useless. Moving on to your leg slot, you just have pounce. That's it. That's your only option. Your tail slot, your tail fan is what I use. Activate for a quick forward boost of speed. It's really good for like movement and just getting a lot of momentum. Yeah, that's about it. And then your other option is sever tendon. A kick attack usable on ground or latched. While latched, it will deal bleed damage. Otherwise, hitting applies the slice debuff. Slice reduces the movement speed of the target by 2% and stacks up to 5 times. Upon reaching 5 stacks of sliced, the target gains immunity to any additional sliced attacks for 5 minutes. That's what I don't like about it. I feel like 5 minutes is way too long for it to be valuable. So yeah, I just go with tail fan because a lot of the times I use it to escape and just build momentum. Now going on to the voice, I use mob rally. I call it increases damage where you pounce by 20%, stacks up to 10 times. So it's pretty good. You could get like 200% increased damage if you just ran all raptors. But I'm gonna go over combos that you should use for this thing and stuff like that. Anyway, your other option is rat out, a call that makes all creatures within 20 meters perform a broadcast call. All affected creatures in your group will gain 20% increased drop movement speed for 30 seconds. Cannot be used while you're in combat and deactivates if combat is triggered. It must be in a group to use. So this is actually really good for stealing trophies, because when somebody has a trophy in their mouth and you use rat out, they drop the trophy and you can just steal it and run away. It's the same with the little flying rat I forgot the name of. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's that good. Maybe if someone's hiding in bushes and you can't see them, it could be nice. Now, your other option is distract and chatter. A call that increases all group members' armor by 25% within 50 meters, lasting until you are hit. So it means like when your combat timer resets. It's okay. It's not. It's definitely more of a support thing, which it could save you. And it's got a really quick cooldown, so it could be useful more in a support playstyle. But yeah. Now I'm gonna talk about the Deino itself. I found it pretty weak. I couldn't really kill anything, especially solo, unless I caught someone like low or if they were resting. Same with even 2, we were really struggling to kill anything. You can't kill too much, but you can escape from everything, and it is fun to play. I really like playing the Deino, more of a like just to mess around on. Also, it is actually really strong when you have a kilo with you, because it increases your damage by 17.5%, and then you buff the kilo's armor and stuff as well. So if you want to run the Deino, I'll definitely run it within a kilo. Then you can actually kill a lot of things. Like you could see, I was pounced onto this guy for so long, and there's no point of really pouncing onto Stroofies or Camptos, because even when you get them low, you're out of stamina and you just can't keep up the fight. I'd also like to point out the fact that your own teammates can hit you from the other side of being pounced on the creature. Like earlier, my friend was hitting me with a claw attack while he was pounced on the other side of the spinal, and that took like all of my health, which that's good to know. Maybe they can fix that, because I think that's a bug. I don't think that should be the way it is. And you can see Lucky Feather actually saved me here, which was very nice. I really think that the Deino needs some type of buff, because without a kilo, they really cannot kill anything. It's a really big struggle. If anyone has ever played the Deino before its TLC, it actually used to be really good. But it was a build that nobody ever used, and it was a double defense build. So you had defense scoots or feathers, whatever. They would make you slower, but they would increase your armor. And then you would do plus armor and minus speed, which is really good. And I would run that, and you'll see later on in the video we killed like 5 raptors, like stroofies and stuff. I actually don't have the stroofy part, but you'll see. So hopefully they can add dense feathers back, because I feel like it's just too weak. You should have the option to give up speed and gain armor. But yeah. Also, the subspecies that I'm using is 50% acceleration rate, which is I think it's the best one. The other option is 25% jump height, which I was using at the start of the video, but the thing is you end up jumping so high that all the smaller things are so much harder to pounce onto. And your last option is plus 10 health recovery, which is like the Deino already has good health recovery, plus it has that slicer ability where you just rip a meat chunk off and heal yourself. Also, it would be really good if they added Ripping Kick back to the Deino. I used that as one of my main movement things when I did play the Deino back in the day. And I used to, like, the Deino used to be my favourite dino. It used to be able to kill apexes, believe it or not. I wish I had some clips of it, but there would be multiple times where we killed ducks or rexes with it. Just jumping around. We would never pounce onto people. We always thought that pounce was just a waste of your stamina, and we would normally just tail ride people and bite the whole time and kick, because of how tanky we were with the double defense build. And yeah, there's just not that option anymore. So even though they did, like, I know they've added a bunch of new abilities and stuff, but these abilities don't really do much. It's really cool. I feel like the Deino could be a really high skill gap dino. I just feel like it needs some options for it to be a little bit tankier, to switch out its speed for that extra little bit of health, a little bit of armor. So I wouldn't mind that. This is a clip that I was talking about where we killed all the Deinos and Raptors. These guys had no idea what build we were running, and they were not running dense feathers. You could tell by the way we were face tanking these guys. They did way less damage and died way sooner. And it just goes to show how much a build can make a difference. And it was very underrated. No one ever used it. Everyone would give up that armor for speed. And you can see they even bring a Latin and it dies instantly. They bring another Deino, it dies. They actually end up bringing more Deinos, more Latins, and more Stroofies, and it all ends up dying until they just overwhelm us. And please add Bark back.